All right, my top 10 concepts if I were a manager, starting with number 10. From chapter 5, um, I'd use expectancy theory. Basically, I'd want to make it very prevalent that I expect a lot out of my employees, and sort of establish what I expect and what I want them to do, and if they do that, they'll be rewarded well. I think that's a good motivator for employees, and just making sure I'm really clear with what I want out of them, and have them sort of work harder because they know that they will get rewarded for that. Number 9, from chapter 9, I would implement head, heart, hands. This is a creative tool that I would establish in my workplace, and it brings groups together by motivating them and helping them with having a similar view in being creative. And I think that motivation is such a huge part to foster creativity, and I think that head, heart, hands would be great to have within my company, and to have my employees use that. Number 8 is from chapter 8. I would implement the rights decision making. I'd hope that I would hire people that have good morals and values, that when they do have a problem or they have to make a decision, that they have the freedom to do that within themselves. So I don't need to baby and be out there and sort of choreograph everything. I think that my employees would have the right idea and respect for each other, that they can solve any decision that needs to be solved. Number 7 is from chapter 12, and this is the kind of personal power that I would want as a leader, and I would like to have expert power. Expert power is someone who has a lot of experience in the job, whatever that job is, and they gain a lot of respect from their employees because of that. I know I look up to people who have a lot of knowledge in what they do, and it helps me respect them so much more when they know exactly how to do something, and that's sort of the personal power I'd like to have on my employees, is for them to look up to me as someone who knows and has a lot of experience and knowledge about the job. Number 6 is from chapter 11. It's the leadership philosophy. What my leadership philosophy would be is just to treat everyone with respect, no matter what position they're in, to always respect them, and for employees to respect each other, no top or bottom in the company, it doesn't matter. I think everyone should be respected equally, and that would be my philosophy for my employees as well. Number 5 is from chapter 10, and that's conflict and negotiation. Sort of the ground rules I would have for conflict and negotiation. There's 3 for my employees and myself when a conflict happens, which it will, and that's to be honest, be professional, and find a compromise. I think to solve a problem during a conflict, I think it's very important that everyone's honest about what's going on, what happened, because without that, you're never going to solve anything. The second one is to be professional, treat each other with respect, and just be all around professional, because you are in a workplace, and that's very important as well. And then the third one is to find a compromise while trying to solve a conflict. That's big because both parties can leave happy, and I think that brings employees together, especially when there's conflicts. Number four is from chapter 8, and that's bias and errors. I'm a very extroverted person, and when there's misconceptions about something going on in the workplace, I would like to handle it head on, and go and solve those misconceptions, whether it's about me or other employees. I know this can hurt a company really bad is when there's rumors going around and false things being spread. And once I would get wind of that about me or anyone, I'd go handle it head on, talk to whatever parties, and solve the problem. Tell them the truth. Tell them what's being, what rumors, bad rumors, what they are, and be very clear on what the truth is, just so everyone can get back on page. Because if those things are let to brew for a long time, there's a lot of resentment that can be built up in a company, and that is not good. Number 3 is from chapter 13. That's what I would use for effective communication would be face-to-face. I'd like to make it very important for my employees to feel respected and like show and for me to show that they matter. I know when I need to be talked to about good or bad things, I like to be face-to-face with someone to be honest with me. It makes me respect them a lot more, and it shows that they care about me. So that's what I would want to do with my employees, and that's what I want my employees to do with each other. Instead of sitting behind a computer and emailing or texting or anything like that, I think face-to-face should be stressed in my company a lot. Number 2 is from chapter 6, and this is really important to me because because I want people in my company to be comfortable with being creative. I think creativity is a huge fuel for a company, and if employees can be shown that they can be creative, there's no telling where the company can go. I'd really like to foster creativity, whether it's bad or good. Just I think it should be. I will be open to ideas and suggestions, and hear them out and implement the good ones. The good ideas or whatever works out the best. But it gives employees freedom to think openly and creatively, and I think that it's one of the best things you can do is show faith in your employees, and I think that they enjoy their jobs more too if they know they can do that. And my top one is job from chapter 3. It's job satisfaction. This is really important, and it all sort of trickles down to this. If you look at all my top 10 things, it sort of falls down to job satisfaction. If your employees aren't happy, and if you're not happy, it's sort of hard to be successful. And I'd really want to make sure that no one's going to completely love their job, but as long as everyone's satisfied with it and keeps them, coming to work every day, I think that is the most important thing, and that's out of chapter 3. And yeah, I think just stressing on making people happy, and making myself happy as a manager as well is job satisfaction. Thank you.